Before we begin this video, I recommend that you visit google.com and search for dinardata.com. This website is a great resource for the latest updates on Dinar Guru news, all conveniently located on one page. For more information, I encourage you to visit the site.
If Iraq doesn't start making the right decisions, they're not going to make it. They're going to be forced to use more US dollars because the US will put more and more sanctions on them if they don't, and that's going to devalue the currency even more. Alak, the central bank governor, has been under pressure for lots of things. He was even summoned to Washington and he showed up to have a powwow meeting. It was unannounced. There were some issues at that time. It was months ago. The pressure is a good thing from my point of view. MPs in parliament are calling him out. There's an agenda. I firmly believe that. K2 company is studying risk management on things of our banks, and they are giving away information on dropping the zeros. Frank, K2 is a very good insurance company. The fact they are talking about the lifting of the 3 zeros for the reinstatement, that's timing. It is an insurance company for banks. Why would they be talking about the process of lifting the 3 zeros? That's pretty obvious. Iraq raises its gold holdings to more than 148 tons. Quote, the World Gold Council announced. Iraq has increased its gold holdings to more than 148 tons. I still get a lot of questions from people. When is something going to happen? Why is it moving along so slowly? Murphy's Law said anything that can go wrong will. That's life. We do need the financial revolt to happen. There were documents that were going to go into law, went to a committee in Iraq, and some people decided to change some things. When it got back to the final decision-making group, they identified these things were snuck in. They sent the process back to the start. That's life, that happens. When Iraq gets their act together, they get to be back on the financial markets and their currency can trade. Iran, it's all tied to that. We're going to start punishing Iraq for being influenced too much. When they support groups and those groups are using financial institutions inside of Iraq to launder money and to get US dollars, we're going to make them pay. Put your big boy pants on, because this is reality. This is what's happening. Iraq, can turn it around, but right now I'm neutral. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I just don't. U.S. Treasury places Khamis al-Khanjar on sanctions list. Quote, the U.S. Treasury Department, through the Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC, has placed the head of the Sovereignty Party, Khamis al-Khanjar, on the sanctions list of known individuals and entities with whom dealings are prohibited. People are getting spanked. They're getting in trouble. They're shutting things down. Bank managers are getting banned from working. If you've been found to be corrupt, they're going after you. If you don't play by the rules, you're going to have some problems. The untied state's treasury has a whole floor of the central bank. International compliance is important. If you're money laundering, counterfeiting, supporting terrorists, they got your number. This may look like a disaster with the United States Treasury here, but it's a good thing. They are here to help us to the next and final phase of the currency reforms. Once the issues are fixed, then we should see what we all have been waiting for. It's good. Trust me. Frank. When your bank friend tells you to trust him, trust him. He's absolutely 100% correct. Is an NDA required for currency? Mark Z. We do not know for sure. We continue to be told there won't be an NDA on currencies, only bonds and ZIM, but be prepared either way. Economic expert Nabil Jabbar confirmed today, Sunday, that the statements and declarations of ministries are more accurate and objective than the statements of representatives, as they are characterized by responsibility. Jabbar said in a statement to Al-Maluma agency, the statements of some representatives about securing salaries and the lack of cash liquidity are inaccurate and are issued out of hatred or personal positions, noting that the cash liquidity is available and the salaries of employees are secured according to the economic reading in the ministry's statement. He added, the EMP's statements in this regard are either critical of the ministry in order to spite it or based on the views of some economic experts who are not familiar with the current situation, noting that, last year there was a deficit in financial liquidity due to the decline in currency sales and the cessation of financial transfers due to smuggling operations, but this year, due to the high transfers of the central bank, liquidity is available and is able to secure salaries. The Ministry of Finance responded today to statements made by some members of the Finance Committee, who misled public opinion about the lack of liquidity, which would affect the payment of employees' salaries. Member of the Parliamentary Oil, Gas and Natural Resources Committee, Ali Al-Mashkour, revealed today, Sunday, the latest developments regarding the approval of the oil and gas bill.